The story begins with a narrator explaining that this tale may be familiar, but it has often been misunderstood. Long ago, two very different kingdoms existed. One was the human world, ruled by a king obsessed with power. The other was the Moors, a peaceful land filled with magical creatures. In the Moors lives a young fairy named Maleficent. She repairs a broken tree branch using magic, then spreads her wings and flies freely across her beautiful land, greeting the creatures below. Soon, three pixies warn her that the forest guards have captured someone trying to steal a precious jewel. Maleficent quickly flies off to see what's happening. The forest guards soon reveal the thief, and Maleficent is shocked to see he's a human boy named Stefan. He doesn't seem dangerous, just curious. After Maleficent makes him return the stolen jewel, she throws it into the river and escorts him out of the moors. Stefan explains that he has no parents and lives alone. Although he leaves, he later returns, and the two slowly become close friends. As they grow older, their bond turns into young love. On Maleficent's 16th birthday, Stefan shares what he calls a true love's kiss, but their happiness doesn't last. Years later, Maleficent has grown into a powerful protector of the Moors. One day, she sees King Henry leading an army toward her land. Maleficent rallies the forest creatures and fiercely defends her home, easily overpowering the soldiers. She even defeats the king, but iron armor burns her, forcing her to retreat. The human army falls back. Wounded and angry, King Henry orders his men to kill Maleficent, promising the throne to whoever succeeds. Among those listening is Stefan, now grown and ambitious. Stefan secretly returns to the moors at night and meets Maleficent again. They talk and briefly reconnect. He offers her a drink, which causes her to fall asleep. Stefan plans to kill her but loses the courage at the last moment. Instead, he betrays her by cutting off her wings and taking them away. He presents them to King Henry as proof of her death. When Maleficent wakes up, she feels intense pain and realizes what has been taken from her. Heartbroken and furious, she creates a magical staff from a simple stick and wanders through the ruined land in grief. At the same time, Stefan is crowned king and marries Princess Layla. Maleficent releases a powerful surge of magic into the sky, which Stefan sees from his castle. The next morning, Maleficent saves a raven that is being cruelly trapped by a man. She transforms the raven into a human named Diaval. Though shocked at first, Diaval realizes she saved his life and agrees to help her, becoming her eyes and ears while watching over Stefan. One day, palace servants excitedly talk about the birth of a baby girl. In raven form, Diaval overhears and informs Maleficent that King Stefan and Queen Layla have welcomed a daughter. During Princess Aurora's christening, the entire kingdom gathers, including the three pixies who arrive to bless the child. One gives her beauty, another grants happiness. Before the final gift is given, a strong wind fills the hall. Maleficent appears dressed in dark robes, calmly pointing out she was never invited. She announces her own gift, a curse. On Aurora's 16th birthday, the princess will prick her finger on a spinning wheel and fall into a deep sleep. Only true love's kiss can break it, and no magic can stop it. Maleficent then leaves, surrounding the moors with thick, thorny barriers to block Stefan's forces. In response, Stefan orders every spinning wheel in the kingdom destroyed. He sends the pixies to secretly raise Aurora in a woodland cottage, disguised as humans. Despite this, Maleficent and Diaval quickly locate them. Curious, Maleficent approaches the baby, trying to frighten her, but Aurora only laughs. Unmoved, Maleficent coldly claims she dislikes the child and gives her a mocking nickname. As the years pass, Maleficent and Diaval secretly watch over Aurora as she grows up. Maleficent often amuses herself by teasing the pixies, who struggle to properly care for the child. When Aurora cries at night, it's Diaval who gently helps her, while the pixies remain unaware. As a toddler, Aurora nearly falls from a cliff while chasing a butterfly. But Maleficent quietly saves her by guiding tree branches to catch her. Despite her harsh words, Maleficent begins protecting the child from afar. Meanwhile, King Stefan becomes increasingly obsessed with destroying Maleficent. He sends his soldiers into the moors, attacking the thorn walls with fire. But Maleficent's magic only makes them grow stronger. Furious at their failure, Stefan turns his attention to iron weapons, preparing for something far more dangerous. As time passes, Aurora grows into a kind and beautiful young woman, nearing her 16th birthday. One evening, she wanders near the moors, where Maleficent quietly puts her to sleep to keep her safe. Stefan's soldiers, still searching for Maleficent, briefly spot Aurora but mistake her for a village girl. Maleficent transforms Diaval into a wolf, frightening the men away, and brings Aurora deeper into the magical land. When Aurora wakes, she is amazed by the creatures and beauty around her. She immediately recognizes Maleficent and Diaval, believing Maleficent is her fairy godmother who has always watched over her. Maleficent lets her rest in the cottage, then puts her to sleep again. Realizing she has grown attached to Aurora, Maleficent tries to undo the curse, but fails since she declared that no magic could break it. Diaval suggests that true love's kiss might still work, but Maleficent dismisses the idea, believing such love doesn't exist. Meanwhile, King Stefan stares obsessively at Maleficent's captured wings, locked away in glass. When informed that the queen is dying, Stefan barely reacts, focused instead on his fear that Maleficent will soon return. One morning, Maleficent gently warns Aurora that there is darkness in the world she may not always be able to shield her from. Aurora, however, feels happy in the moors and plans to tell the pixies, whom she believes are her aunts, that she wants to stay there forever. While practicing her speech in the forest, she briefly meets a charming young prince named Philip, and the two share a quiet, meaningful moment. Back at the cottage, the pixies attempt to bake a birthday cake and accidentally reveal the truth, that Aurora's parents are alive, and her father expects to see her soon. They also slip up about Maleficent's role in the curse. Hurt and confused, Aurora confronts Maleficent, who admits she is the feared fairy from the stories. Feeling betrayed, Aurora runs back to the human kingdom. Aurora is reunited with King Stefan, who is relieved she's safe but deeply paranoid. Fearing Maleficent's return, he orders Aurora locked in her room to keep her protected. On Aurora's birthday, she becomes uneasy and feels a strange sensation in her finger. A mysterious voice calls to her, guiding her through hidden passages until she reaches a room where broken spinning wheels were stored. At the same time, Maleficent realizes it's the day of the curse. She quickly finds Prince Philip, puts him to sleep, and turns Diaval into a horse so they can rush to the castle before sunset. Inside the castle, Aurora is drawn to a magically reforming spinning wheel. She touches the sharp spindle, pricks her finger, and collapses into a deep sleep. Maleficent senses she has arrived too late. Aurora is carried back to her room, leaving Stefan furious and devastated. He lashes out at the pixies, blaming them for failing to protect her. Meanwhile, Maleficent sneaks Philip into the castle, hoping his kiss will break the spell. Philip tries, but nothing happens, and he leaves in disappointment. Heartbroken, Maleficent enters Aurora's room and apologizes, promising to protect her forever. She gently kisses Aurora's forehead, an act of true love, and to her surprise, Aurora awakens. Recognizing Maleficent, Aurora chooses to return with her to the moors, and Maleficent leads her away. A guard alerts King Stefan that Maleficent has returned. Soldiers trap her with an iron net and attack, but Maleficent turns Diaval into a massive dragon to fight back, telling Aurora to escape. As the battle continues, Stefan appears in full armor to confront Maleficent one final time. Elsewhere, Aurora discovers Maleficent's stolen wings locked in a glass case. She frees them, and they fly back to Maleficent just in time, restoring her power. Maleficent takes flight, but Stefan clings to her with a chain. They crash onto a tower where Maleficent declares the conflict over. Stefan refuses to stop and attacks again, but Maleficent rises into the air, and Stefan falls to his death. With the battle ended, Maleficent finally finds peace. She lifts the dark magic from the moors, restoring its beauty. Aurora is crowned queen of both the human kingdom and the moors, uniting the two lands. The narrator reveals herself as Aurora, once known as Sleeping Beauty, explaining that the world was saved by someone who was both hero and villain, Maleficent. The story ends with Maleficent and Diaval soaring freely above the moors. Thanks for watching. If you like our work, please like, share, and subscribe our channel for more amazing content.